Welcome back to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire for the second round of the Ladies Pro Series playoffs. This is going to be the first string of a two-string match in each case. Every match is two strings here in the playoffs. The match on lanes 9 and 10, that's Brooke Anton getting it underway against Kim Pelletier. And on lanes 7 and 8, Lynne Thompson faces Karen Dumais. You will recall that Brooke Anton defeated Kim Kangas in the first round, and meanwhile, Kim Pelletier defeated Iris Libertini in a match that was not on camera. It was on lane 7 and 8. And in the first round for Karen Dumais, you saw her throw a 292 en route to a win over Cheryl Duvall in the first round, while Lynne Thompson, the number 2 seed, had a bye in the first round, along with number 1 seed Amanda Carroll, who will be taking to the lanes in a few minutes to bowl against Peg Tosi. And the fourth match in this group will feature the number 11 seed Mary Evans against the number 3 seed Kristy Lipke. Anyway, getting things started. Brooke Anton has 17 after 2. Kim Pelletier has 20. And Brooke Anton has a 6 drop with a split 3, 7, 9, and 10. And meanwhile, Lynne Thompson almost converts that half whisker on lane 8. And she'll take a 10 in the third box. And there's a nice 10 by Karen Dumais. And 7 bucks by Kim Pelletier. So all 4 bowlers have 27 through 3. And Brooke Anton with an 8 drop. She missed the head pin but got a nice break and has just the 1 and 3 left. Didn't quite catch the head pin though, so she'll be open in the fourth. And there's a backdoor spare by Karen Dumais in the fourth. We'll show that to you in just a minute. And here's another look at it. She comes up to the left of the head pin, but gets some backdoor action to convert the spare in the fourth frame. Breaking the log jam, everybody else has 36 through the fourth, and Karen has 37 with the ball. And she will add 6 to 43. Kim Pelletier looking at a half whisker, and she almost converts that really nice 1-2 pocket hit. Gets everything but the 5 pin. She'll have a 10, as will Brooke Anton and Lynne Thompson. So you can see through 5. Karen Dumais has a 4-pin lead over Lynne Thompson, while Kim Pelletier and Brooke Anton are tied. So that's going to bring up the other 2 matches, which are Kristy Lipke and Mary Evans on lanes 9 and 10, and Amanda Carroll and Peg Tosi on 7 and 8. Nice 1-2 pocket hit by Kristy Lipke, but she has not much to show for it. And there's a strike by Mary Evans, kind of a full hit. Amanda Carroll punches through the middle. Peggy Tosi drops 9, leaving the 7 pin. A couple pieces of wood. And Peggy uses the wood to convert that 7 pin. She has kind of a pronounced left to right hook ball, so I think that's probably why she used the wood. It makes it a little bit easier to get at that 7 pin. Mary Evans with a nice 1-3 pocket hit, following up that strike. Kristy Lipke also with a nice first ball, and she makes the Kristy makes the spare in the second box. And Amanda Carroll punches right through the middle again. Spare by Mary Evans, 2 marks in a row. Peg Tosi had another 9 drop. She's got the 5 pin with a plank, not likely to be any trouble, and she's got that. 2 spares in a row to begin. Kristy Lipke with an 8 drop on the 8 fill on the spare, but she has a split to 2 and 6. And Mary Evans with just a 3 fill on the spare. She has 33 after 2 though, and that's good for a 7 pin lead. And Amanda Carroll with a 7 drop and a triangle 3-5-6. She finally has something to look at. Fairly decent spare lead. And she hits the object pin, but a little too solid. And Mary Evans with an 8 drop. She missed the head pin, but got a nice break there. She has just the 1-3. And she's got it. That's a spare in the 4th. That gives her 52 with the ball working through 4. Amanda Carroll with another nice head pin hit, but again she doesn't have much to show for it. And there's a strike by Peggy Tosi. Kind of a, in 10 pins they call it a Jersey squasher when you cross over to the head pin to the other side and get the 4-7 to go last. And there is a strike by Mary Evans, very slow motion. And we'll take another look at both of those in just a minute. And Kristy Lipke with a 9, she has 54. Here's another look at the strike by Peggy Tosi. Crosses over to the 1-3 pocket, but gets a nice pinfall on the right side. And Mary Evans, if there were an orange pin pool, she'd just have won it there with a strike off the orange pin. As you can see, very light hit, but she's eventually able to get the 4-7-8 triangle to go. So Mary Evans has 62 through the 4th and then a strike in the 5th, giving her 72 plus the strike fill. 18 pin lead plus the fill. And Peggy Tosi with a virtually identical strike. Let's take another look at both of these. Here's that first strike, and here's the second one. Almost exactly the same hit. How often do you see that? It's pretty unusual hit, but that's a double strike for Peggy Tosi. She has 41 through 3, and then strikes in the 4th and 5th. Pelletier and Brooke Anton are back up on lanes 9 and 10, and Lynne, Thompson and Dumais come back on lanes 7 and 8. So you can see Peggy Tosi with a substantial lead over Amanda Carroll, and Mary Evans leads Kristy Lipke. half Worcester right side for Karen Dumais. Lynne Thompson drops 9. She's got the 8 pin. A couple pieces of wood at an angle. And Lynne just goes right by those pieces of wood and gets the 8 directly. Didn't want to mess with the wood. Either that or she just missed it, I'm not sure. In any case, it's a spare in the 6th for Lynne Thompson. And just a 5 for Karen Dumais. She had trouble, a couple of tough breaks, punched out the half Worcester, and then picked out the head spin on the second ball. So she's lost that 4-pin lead that she had. Lynne Thompson leads by 1 plus the spare fill. And Lynne is going to add 8 pins on the spare, so she leads by 9. I was looking at a 2-pinner with that, the 3 and 5 with a piece of wood. Hard to tell from here. It looks pretty good, but hard to tell from this angle. In any case, she pushes that wood straight back and converts for another spare in the 7th. And Karen Dumais with another tough box there. She had a bad, tough break on the last ball, just a 7. Moving on to the 8th box, she drops 6. And you can see Tim Lipke goes down to take a look at lane 9. The machine is in need of a little attention. 6 dropped by Lynne Thompson on the spare. She's looking at 1, 2, 9, and 10. There's a piece of wood that might help her convert this. And that's a nice shot right there by Lynne Thompson. That's 3 spares in a row. Here's another look at the spare by Lynne Thompson. She hits that wood very high and is able to convert for 3 spares in a row. And Lynne drops 7 on the spare. That gives her a 26-pin lead through a 97 to 71. And Karen Dumais is not able to pick that 4-pin. Sometimes after you throw a big string or a big couple of strings, it's tough to keep it going. It might be, sometimes there's a bit of a letdown. Through 9, Brooke Anton has a 2-pin lead over Tim Pelletier. And Lynne Thompson with that 27-pin lead over Karen Dumais. Karen with a 9 drop in the 10th box, leaving the 10-pin. He just has 80 through 9, so this would be a good opportunity to pick up a spare, and she does. Try and make up a little ground. And Lynne Thompson will be open in the 10th. So Karen will be able to pick up some ground with the spare fill. Lynne finishes with a 9 box. That gives her a 116. And Brooke Anton finishes with a 93, and that's still going to be good for a 3-pin lead over Tim Pelletier, who just had a 90 in this first string. And that's a 4 fill for Karen Dumais. So Karen trails by 22 against Lynne Thompson. Meanwhile, Mary Evans and Kristy Lipke come back on lanes 9 and 10, and Peggy Tosi and Amanda Carroll around 7 and 8. And Peggy Tosi is working on that double strike. She had that big first half. See if she can throw 3 strikes in a row. Wow, and that ball was almost the same hit that got her those 2 crossover strikes. That was maybe an eighth of an inch to the right, and that could have been a third identical strike. But in any case, it's a 6 fill on the double. That gives her 67 through the fourth. And now she has an 8 fill on the second strike, so that runs her total to 85 through 5. And there was a strike by Kristy Lipke in the 7th. She and Mary Evans both had spares in the 6th. There's a lot going on in these two matches. Mary with an 8 box and the 7. She has 108 through 7. And meanwhile, Kristy Lipke is reducing the lead, which was 28 pins. Now she's working on that strike, trying to cut it down. The lead was 24, but she's already cut 4 more pins off of it. And there is a nice spare by Kristy Lipke. I'll give you another look at it in just a moment. That's her 3rd consecutive spare. And you can see she converts that 4 drop with the 8 of some wood, and that's a spare in the 8th. That's going to reduce Mary Evans' lead to 14 pins. So she's cut it in half. It was 28, now it's 14, and she's got another spare fill here. That's going to be 8. That's going to be 9, so it is now it's a 4-pin lead because Mary had a 9 in the 8th box. Let's see if Kristy can make 4 marks in a row. No, she goes by the 3-pin. Meanwhile, there's a nice spare by Peggy Tosi there in the 8th box over there. And Amanda Carroll can't seem to buy a break in this string. She's thrown an awful lot of good first balls, but hasn't been able to get anything going. So Mary Evans' lead is down to just 3 pins. With 1 box to go here in the first string. Peggy Tosi with a 6 fill on the spare that she recorded in the 8th. That gives her 119 through 8. And nice try on that bucket. 2, 4, 5, 8. She hit the 2, 5 pocket, but a little bit too light. And that'll be a 10 box. So Peg Tosi has 129 through 9. Meanwhile, Mary Evans and Kristy Lipke finished up their first string, and Mary has a 4-pin lead at 136 to 132. Excellent bowling by both bowlers. And there is a strike by Peggy Tosi in the 10th. Amanda Carroll with a nice, solid 1-2 pocket hit. She gets 9, leaving a 7-pin. See if she can convert this. No, she cut the cap of that wood. So she just can't buy a break in this string. But there's still, it's a 2-string match, so she'll have an opportunity to see if she can come back in the next string. As Peggy Tosi fills that strike to finish up. And then we will show you the scores. She's got 139 plus the fill. And that's a 9 fill, so that's going to be a 148 game for Peggy Tosi. And here are the scores. Peggy Tosi 148, Amanda Carroll 93, Mary Evans with that 136 to 132 lead. Meanwhile, Lynne Thompson leads Karen Dumais by 22, and Brooke Anton leads Kim Pelletier by 3. We will be back with the second string of these matches later in the weekend.